Hello and welcome to Pitch Perfect Live from Zurich, Switzerland. I'm Ayisha Gulati and I'm joined by Jamie Spangher. Bear with us today. We've just got one mic, so we will sort that for tomorrow. But thank you for joining us as always. It's day what are we on now? Day 7.
I know.
Wow, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
And of course, yesterday we saw Spain, the world champions, in action with another huge win, beating Belgium 6-2. And we also saw Portugal, Italy, and a really, really exciting result there, ending in a 1-1 draw, which keeps that group alive for next week. As always, we have the quiz in the top left-hand side of your screen. It's also in the description on YouTube and also in your podcast's description too. So do get involved, do send us your questions. We'll get to as many as we can in this. We also have a poll going on whether England can beat the Netherlands or not in tomorrow's huge must-win game. So let us know your thoughts there too. Would love to see how that poll gets on over the course of the show. Well, without further ado, we will jump straight into it, Jamie. We had a 6-2 from Spain yesterday, and they won 5-0 last week, 6-2 this week. Another 6 scored, 5 different goal scorers. I think that makes it now 7 different goal scorers across their 2 games. They seem totally unstoppable.
Absolutely. Spain are on fire. They are looking like a team that's unbeatable right now, and it's safe to say that they are definitely the red hot favourites to win Euro 2025. And why wouldn't they be when they're bagging goals like that? But let's talk about that performance a little bit more, right? Because in the opening half, Belgium really had a bit of a hold on Spain. They made their impact. They got the score back to 2-2, and that's something we saw Belgium do in the Nations League earlier in the year. They were actually winning. Spain came back and just kind of banged in the goals to get the result. So it goes to show maybe there's more to this Spain team that we need to be analytical of. Maybe we need to talk about maybe their vulnerabilities, what is perhaps a little bit of a gaping hole in their defense right now. But all in all, from an attacking point of view, phenomenal. Alexia Putellas, phenomenal. Mariona Caldente, Claudia Pina. That team looks unbeatable, and it's a bit of a scary sight for everyone else.
A scary sight, but also you're quite pleased with your fantasy, aren't you?
Let me tell you. Alexia Putellas captain, 42 points, which is unheard of. That's more than I scored in match day 1 altogether. Claudia Pina, Mariona Caldente. I was buzzing. And then we'll come on to Italy, but Girelli's in my fantasy team. So I was having a very great night last night.
You mentioned there the potential weaknesses in defence. I feel like that is maybe the first sign of weakness they've shown, but it's potentially a promising one for some other teams because they conceded 2 goals and actually it could have been more. I thought Belgium really sort of brought it in attack. They just couldn't stop Spain, and who can at this point. But yeah, should that give some of the other teams a bit of hope?
Certainly, it should give them hope. I think that Belgium are so good in attack and they're so strong, and we saw that against Italy. They didn't score, but they created a lot. They should have had a goal in the opening minutes through captain Tessa Woolart. So Belgium have the attacking emphasis. They're just not there defensively, and we've seen that. Obviously, now they're knocked out of the competition as a result of that fact. But for other teams looking at Spain right now, there's a threat that they have that they can impose on Spain. It's interesting because Irina Paredes, Barcelona starter, Spain starter, didn't play the match day 1 against Portugal, and that Spanish defense looked cohesive. Portugal didn't look like even having a shoe-in, and now she's back in that centre-back partnership with Laia Alexandrine, and they looked very vulnerable. Like you said, I thought Belgium could have scored a lot more than that. It's just Spain is so ruthless in attack. However, at a major tournament, sometimes that's how it is. You got to give and take, and I think Spain have realised that if they just score more, they don't really care about the defence in games like that. They're scrappy, they're getting results. So it's interesting going forward because we've seen a lot of teams that have a lot of attacking emphasis, and there's a vulnerability there, but no one's attacking like Spain is right now.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. We saw it at 2-2 and we were like, oh, here, and then just before you know it, they've just totally put it to bed. So it's like, no, there's no game here anymore. But you know, they are a thing of beauty, and when they are firing like that, it is just so wonderful to see. And we mentioned all those different goal scorers. I think that just tells the whole story, really, that whoever they're playing, like, they can find the goals. So yeah, let's see how that one continues. But we'd love to hear from you whether you think anyone can stop Spain in this tournament, because from the looks of it, they've just looked the most convincing by a long way. Well, let's move on to the Portugal-Italy game, because this one was maybe a bit more exciting than we might have thought it would be. I'm going to put in an early stake for goal of the tournament with Italy.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm on your page with that. We've seen so many of those goals from like the left hand side of the box going top corner. Viviana Miedema did it. Finland did it in their opening game against Iceland. So it feels like that's a bit of pocket of determination right now. But it was an interesting game. It was a cagey affair. I thought both teams were in it a lot. I think that Italy lacked the conviction in attack that they did against Belgium the other day. They looked a lot more convincing going forward. Whereas this time around against Portugal, I think Portugal maybe learnt from what they failed at against Spain, but also learnt from what Belgium did against Italy to nullify that attack. So it was a great game. It was one of those games that, as a football fan, you just love watching. Obviously, I was supporting the Italians, but I wanted Portugal to get back in it, make the final day a bit more interesting. And again, another VAR intervention that was calling an offside that I think a lot of fans were upset about. We saw that in England, France, and it was kind of like, where is the advantage? Is she actually offside? Which did put a dampen on the game, but then Portugal managed to get back in it. And those fans are incredible. So I'm very excited. It's a juicy group.
It is. It's really made the final match day exciting. So as it stands, if Portugal beat Belgium and Spain beat Italy, it's going to come down to goal difference between Portugal and Italy. Currently, Portugal's is not looking so good because of that 5-0 last week. But who knows what will happen in that Spain-Italy game. The thing is, because Spain were already qualified, they might end up playing a weakened team. Will they score as many? I mean, I don't think there is such thing as a weakened Spain team. Exactly. So I don't think that's really even a sort of valid point. But yeah, let's see how that one pans out. But I am excited that it is going to the final match day in both of those games in that Group B. Should be really exciting. And for those of you who didn't know, Jamie said I'm obviously supporting Italy. She has got Italian heritage.
I'm not just a bad yeah. Not just picking a team.
Yeah. No, so that's the reason why there. Okay, well, juicy Group B, right? Yeah. Juicy Group B. Well, I think we can move on to a bit of England action now because England. The future in the tournament is sort of on a bit of a knife edge here. There's this massive match against the Netherlands tomorrow. If France beat Wales later on in the day, we have the earlier kickoff. England need a win from the Netherlands, right? So, gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm actually so nervous. Yeah, it's nervy territory to be in. However, I think the thing that is giving the confidence and making me feel really assured is actually speaking to those players. Yeah. We've spoken to a couple of the players over the last couple of days, and they feel confident. They feel like things are going to happen. Well, let's start things off with Georgia Stanway because we went to the wonderful, lovely hotel that the England team are staying at, like right in the hills. It is truly, truly beautiful. And that's where they're staying. That's where they're doing the media activity. So Jamie and I were lucky enough to go up there yesterday afternoon, and Georgia Stanway did a press conference and she spoke brilliantly. The full press conference is available on our Haters TV YouTube channel. But here's a clip from what she said in that press conference.
No, I think what we want is, going forward, is we want to just make actions. We want to stop talking, hence why I didn't want to do the press conference today, because I'm fed up with talking now. It's time that we focus and we want to put things on the grass. We want to make sure that we put things right on the pitch in order for us to be able to have this setting and be able to talk. I understand that we can't always talk when things are positive, which is normal, but I think we want to create action from what happened on Saturday, and the only way to do that is in the game on Wednesday. And I think we're all just dying for the game to come around as fast as possible, because we want to make sure that we're stepping on that foot, having knowing what we've experienced, but also wanting to make change in that. We've spoken about wanting to be proper England, and we want to go back to what we're good at. We want to go back to traditional style of football in terms of tough tackles, getting back down to the roots, remembering why we're here, remembering playing for the little girl that wanted to be here. And sometimes it is about blocking out the noise, and it's about just getting on that pitch and just getting stuck in.
Georgia really did speak so well yesterday, and my favourite quote from her actually was that she said she got a message from her mate who just said, "Georgia, it's just like a bad night out. You've just got to forget it as quickly as possible and move on to the next one." I just thought that was the perfect analogy, because it was a bad night out. It was, Yeah, and the only thing you can do is you can't dwell on it because they know how good they are. We've seen how good they can be. So on to the next one, right? Yeah, I love how she said so candidly. I didn't want to do this press conference today. But the point I want to touch on a little bit there, she says, want to go back to being proper England. You know, like that gritty, determined, get your tackles in, that sort of team. What did you make of that?
Yeah, that's the quote that we highlighted, because I think that is the quote that sums up what England missed out against France. And the bad night out is a perfect analogy, because it was a bad night out. You want to just forget about it, recover, rest, come back stronger the next time you, I don't know, hit the town. Yeah, hit a hydrolyte. But yeah, going back to proper England is exactly what this England team have missed for so long over the last 12 months. There's a lot of teams that they've come up against where they've tried to match their style of play, or maybe play a reserved style of play, and we saw that against France, right? I think Georgia Stanway also in press conference, go watch the whole thing on Haters TV, she says, I was doing so badly off the ball, so I just wanted to be good on the ball, so I wanted to be good off the ball, right? And that's what she's so good at. That's the proper England, and I think that they have it in them, right? We saw them play the proper England way against Spain at Wembley Stadium. It was hard track back, strong tackles, it was marking, it was pressing. It wasn't trying to play the Spanish way of football or the French way of football. It was playing English football, and that's why it's so massive in this country, because it's about passion, it's about heart, it's about trying your best, it's about putting in 110. So Georgia Stanway's got it spot on. England need to show up to the Netherlands and say, look, we might not be here next Monday after that Wales game. We need to put in everything that we've got in our passion and our heart, and not try and match what the Netherlands are doing. Let's play our way. And I think it's going to benefit them, because had they gone into the France game and played proper England, there's a physicality that would have helped them. However, there's a France team that know how to counteract that. The Dutch play the same football as England. Go in there, be stronger, be the first to the ball, be the first one in the tackle, the first one that wants to make the run or the press. So she's got it bang on. They just need to be aggressive, and they need to be passionate. They need to play for the badge, and they did not play for the badge on Saturday. So I do hope that they do this time.
Yeah, there were some real nuggets in that press conference, I thought. She said, we've got to remember why we're here. It's like playing for that little girl who wanted to be here. And I was like, oh, that like gave me kind of tingles, because it's true. And I think you said there, the passion, the fight, the determination. And I think the reason why England fans, including myself, maybe felt a bit flat after that performance on Saturday wasn't because we lost, but it was because we didn't see the fight. Because I think if we had just lost marginally 2-1, but we had given it everything, we'd have been like, that was really unlucky offside. Like we can win against the Netherlands. But I think because we didn't see what we are capable of in that game, I think that's what is making it a little bit like harder to fathom. So it's more, yeah, like what Georgia says, go out there, give it everything. And she even said, if we don't play well on Wednesday, if we play like we did on Saturday on Wednesday, we don't deserve to be here. And I think that's so fair as well. And yeah, she really spoke well. Really highly recommend you to watch that press conference in full on Haters TV. Really nice to hear from her. And yeah, really, really grateful for her for being so honest, I guess. So yeah, thank you, Georgia, and do catch that. I love Georgia. That's my England shirt there, and you can, there might be a little Georgia Stanway on the back. Yeah, it's got a special place in my heart after the last tournament, and always. So shout out to Georgia Stanway. Well, the two days ago, we were at the England training ground, so that was the day after match day, and we mentioned yesterday that's when the game changers play. That's when those subs play, they train, they need to be ready to come on if Serena Wiegman calls on them. And we showed you around a Morehouse yesterday. Today we've got a nice interview with Lotte Wubben-Moy, of course, from Arsenal. And she talks really nicely about what being a game changer means to her. And she also looks forward to that England-Netherlands clash, which holds a very special place in her heart. What's the mood like in the camp after last night's result?
I think you all watched training today. We've got quite a lot of energy. On game day +1, we always train together as game changers, and it's our sort of moment to get the most out of the session. A lot of the starters are in recovery, getting right, and tomorrow we'll come back together, preparing for the Netherlands. But I mean, a lot of the hard work's already been done in the weeks prior to this. We've had a really good prep camp, and I think the mood so far has been one of, okay, what next? Yeah, we know that the tournament isn't won and lost on day one, and I think we're all mature enough. We've all got experience in different ways, shapes or forms. I think Lucy said last night that in 2015 or 2019 they lost their first game to France then, and I think we're easy to forget that there has to be ups and there has to be downs in tournament football, and I think it's how you ride that wave that really is indicative of the mood that will be the lasting one across the tournament.
You mentioned that word game changers. What does that word mean to you and the whole team?
I think it means opportunity, it means possibility, and I think it means winning, and I think we've all got that mentality. We all know that in the dying minutes is when games can be changed. I think you saw last night that there was so much possibility, so much opportunity, and yeah, unfortunately we weren't able to get that second goal, but I think you saw that we can flip the game on its head, bring the energy, and yeah, I think there's a lot of positives to take, albeit the result not going our way.
And Netherlands next, that fixture must mean a lot to you. Yeah, tell me a bit about that.
So I'm half Dutch. My dad comes from the Netherlands, so my whole half of my family. So it's a pretty special fixture. I made my debut for England at youth level against the Netherlands. We won that game, and I think all through my career, that game against the Netherlands has always been a tough one. It's physical, it's tactically varied, and I think it's a game that sort of I think epitomises to me my heritage, and I think we're quick to forget when you put an England badge on that actually all of us have mixed heritage, and I think that needs to be celebrated, and I definitely feel celebrated here with a Dutch coach, but I think also by my teammates, all of us accepting our cultures and different sort of varieties of life that come together and yeah, make up that England badge.
And your Lionesses teammate Chloe Kelly is officially an Arsenal player. What does that mean to you? How excited are you about that?
I'm delighted. I mean, it's hard to think about when you're in the thick of things here in England and with the Euros, but I've known Chloe since day one, and I think this England team is a family to me. So I think that sort of runs deep, regardless of whether you're an Arsenal player, Chelsea player, City player. We all sort of have that mixed ability to come together, have lots of memories, but also the possibilities to make lots of memories.
Such a wonderful speaker, and yeah, really nice to hear from her there about what the fixture means to her. She's dual heritage. It's England versus Netherlands. That's such a unique opportunity for her to just be a part of that. Whether she plays or not, she's still like a huge part of that, and that's really nice. And she said her family were here, and we said, who are they supporting? And she said they're supporting me, and I was like, oh, that's a nice way of putting it. But yeah, no, so yeah, really, really lovely to hear from her.
On that dual heritage, I don't know if you've heard the story of Alessia Russo's obviously half Italian, or even more than half Italian, I'm not sure. But her dad like supports the Lionesses, but will never support the England men, supports the Italian men. I just feel like it's true. And Lotte speaks about celebrating the dual cultures. And I think it's so important because football's the global language. So yeah, I really like what she said there.
Is that a bit of glory supporting from him? To be fair, the men won Italy won the men's Euros and England won the women's Euros.
To be fair, my father's the same. It's the Matildas and the Italy men, so maybe it's a bit glory hunting because the Socceroos aren't going to win anything.
No, I was just messing. That's really lovely to share your allegiances. Well, Jamie, you know what time it is?
Yes,
it's Tops the Clock.
It's my favourite part of the day.
Yeah, it's for those new viewers, we are trying to complete our Tops sticker book. Every day on the show, we are opening a sticker pack each and trying to complete it. We have our very own online swapping platform called gotswaps.club. Please sign up. We've had loads of visits to the site, but some of you are not fully entering all your bits and bobs. So we need you to enter everything you've got, whether it's you've got it, whether you've got a spare or whether you need it. It's all really self-explanatory, but then through that, we can make the matches and make it happen. So yeah, do get involved. I think it's all coming up on the bottom of your screen now as well. Go on, you go first.
Okay. Wow, this is the highlight of my day.
You can't peek.
I'm peeking. I'm having a cheeky peek. Okay, from Poland, we've got Milena Kokos.
Nice.
Okay, we definitely need her. Oh, good one. Norway's Ada Hegerberg.
Nice.
Ballon d'Or winner.
Although I think we have her.
Do we?
Yeah, I think we have her.
Really? I've got Italy's Elisa Bartoli. Oh, Spain's Jenny Hermoso.
Oh, need, but she's
Need,
not here.
Okay, these two things could be a good omen.
Okay.
First of all, I've got the Euros trophy.
Oh,
Nice
we've
and
seen that one
shiny.
before, haven't we?
Secondly, I've got Georgia Stanway. So I don't know. That seems on topic. That seems like a good omen.
We got Georgia Stanway on the show that we spoke about Georgia Stanway,
Yeah.
on the show that we revealed who was on the back of my England shirt. That is Georgia Stanway.
The world works in funny ways.
Guys, we're going to win the Euros.
Why are we stressing? Come on, guys. Okay, here we go. Dun dun dun.
Let's go for it.
I don't think you can top that pack, to be
I
honest.
can't. I actually can't. We should have ended with you. Okay, Elvira Herzog from Switzerland.
Nice.
We've got Andrea Norton from Portugal. Pauline Perraud Magnin from
Oh, we have
France.
her.
We do have her. Sorry, I realise I'm not showing. Natasha Anasi from Iceland.
Mhm.
Oh, this is nice. Hannah Lundqvist to wear with my Sweden shirt.
Nice.
Nice Swedish player there. And we have a Welsh player, Kerry Holland.
Oh, do we have her?
I don't think we do.
Okay,
so-
we've got a lot of Welsh players though. That's good.
Yeah.
Finishing Wales before the inevitable end.
Oh.
Have some hope. Have some hope. Okay.
Have some hope, indeed. Well, two great packs. Like we said, do get on gotswaps.club. We want to swap with you. We want to complete our sticker books, and we want to all go home happy. Amazing. Well, Group C back in action tonight. These are the fixtures. We've got Sweden versus Poland. We've got Denmark versus Germany. Sorry, I had to think there.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. So yeah, two exciting games. How do you think it's going to go?
I am so excited for both games. Honestly, I think both games were very close in the opening match day one. Sweden asked some questions of Denmark. They obviously grabbed the 1-0 victory. However, they weren't that concise. They weren't very composed. Denmark definitely threatened them, but they weren't able to bag the goals in. So for Sweden, it's probably a reset fixture. However, Poland were exceptional against Germany. I think for a large chunk of that game, they were the better side. So Germany are going to come in and say, look, we need to beat Denmark. They're winless. Let's put them out of the tournament, focus on the quarterfinals. Both teams in these group have an opportunity to settle it now, which is a little bit disappointing because it means that Sweden, Germany, obviously on match day 3, the final match day, the group stage isn't very exciting. However, Group C is the one that I think had the most possibilities. So I do hope that carries on. However, two tight fixtures. I don't know if I can really call either of them.
Yeah, well, I really hope Poland can get something out of the game, just because, like you said, they were good against Germany, didn't go home with anything. Yeah, just the tournament debutantes, of course, and yeah, just show Sweden what you're made of.
Yep.
We heard from Natalie Bjorn, Chelsea's Natalie Bjorn, yesterday, who of course plays for Sweden, and she was speaking about the threat that this Polish team could cause Sweden.
Not only Eva Pajer, but how do you feel about the whole Polish team? Maybe you want to highlight any other players or watch out on them?
No, but I think that from watching the clips, I think that Poland has a lot of good players. We also know Dudek in the back line. She's very, very important for the team. And like I said before, the offensive in Poland, they're very fast, very forward-going, going fast to goal. So I think overall it's a good team that knows their qualities and play on their qualities. So yeah, like I said, it's gonna be tough tomorrow.
Lovely to hear from Natalie Bjorn there. It always blows my mind how these players can just switch in those press conferences, answering a question in Swedish to English. Like, it's incredible. Lotte did it in that interview as well. She had been speaking to the Dutch media just before, and she just switches. Honestly, incredible. And you got to play football as well. It's like, honestly, like, these people are multi-talented. But yeah, no. So I think Nat there was really highlighting that it's not going to be a gimme game. You know, it's not, and it's also not just Eva Pajer, right? It's like they've got more players in that, and they're a good cohesive unit. So that should be a really interesting tie. That's the one I'm most excited about. Yeah, should be a great day of fixtures. The other thing to highlight to you guys is that today is, of course, match day -1 for England. That means that we'll be doing England media activity. We're whizzing off to training as soon as this finishes to catch England train ahead of that really, really crucial Netherlands clash. And then later on this afternoon, we have a press conference with Sarina Wiegman and a player. And we will also stick around for the Netherlands press conference, where there will also be the manager and a player there. So you catch that all on Haters TV YouTube. We'll be going live from the Sarina Wiegman press conference, so that should be really exciting. Do get involved, do watch along there, and we will bring you all the content we get it, as always. So do stay tuned. Thank you so much, Jamie, for today.
Thank you.
Thank you guys at home for watching or for listening, wherever you are around the world. We really appreciate you getting involved. Please keep the conversation going. Get in touch with your questions. We will be back here same time tomorrow morning when it will be match day for England. So we'll see how I'm coping. I might be a quivering mess, but hopefully I'll be able to keep it together. Thank you so much, guys, and we shall see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.